Alright, this is the 4th period shirt project. We're doing a t-shirt using this gray Sunburst pattern. So this should be a pretty cool looking shirt. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get these measurements here. So there's 3 measurements we got to get. We got to get the waistline, we got to get the hip bone to armpit, and we got to get the hip bone to shoulder. So once we have these 3 measurements, then we can start building our shirt. So the first one I do is waistline. So I take this and I come around my waist. I see where it crosses and I take that number. I'm looking for an even number because it's easy to do math with even numbers. So I'm going to call it 36 this time. So 36. So here's the formula. It says waistline divided by 2. The reason it's divided by 2 is that you have a front and a back. So together they have to add up to your full waistline. And then it says plus 4. And the reason it says plus 4 is that if you don't add any extra, you're not going to have enough space. It's going to fit you too tightly. So the plus 4 is to make it a little bit loose. You can alter that. If you want a tight shirt, you might make it plus 2. If you want a loose shirt, you might make it plus 6. But plus 4 is about average. Anyway, we got 36. So everybody, what is 36 divided by 2?
18.
A room full of math students who can't divide by 2. That's sad.
It's 18.
36 divided by 2 is 18. 18 plus 4 is what?
22.
22. Boy,
Yay.
Thinking on the spot. Jeez, okay. Hope we have other strong suits. Just kidding. Okay, now we're going to measure hip bone to armpit. So hip bone to armpit. Your hip bone, basically what I mean by your hip bone is the bottom of the pocket of the pants that you're wearing. So we're going to go from here, not to your actual armpit, but to where the bottom of your shirt armpit area is. And what I'm getting here, I'm going to go with 19 inches. 19 inches. So I'll write that right there, 19 inches. And the other one is from the hip bone to the shoulder. So I'm going to go back to the hip bone. This time I'm going to go to the top of the shoulder. Top of the shoulder is where the seam on the top of your shirt is. So if we go with that one, this one's going to say 27. So 27. And again, these are never 100% accurate measurements. As you know, most of your shirts are not all exactly the same size, but they all manage to fit. All you have to be is close for these to work. Alright, but now we're going to do a little bit of math. So the base of this rectangle is 22, and the height is 27. So we're going to find the area of this rectangle. It's going to be 22 times 27. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 1, 15. Since it's 2 times 22, it's going to be 44. When we add together, this is a 4, this is a 9. We get 594 inches squared. Okay, it says plus 2. It should say minus 2. We're cutting out these triangles. So let's figure out these triangles here. We've got a base of 3. And you've got the height. The height here is the distance, the difference between this distance and this distance. So 27 minus 19 is 8. So you've got a triangle that is 3 by 8. So it's 3 times 8, which is 24. 24 divided by 2, which is 12. So the area of these triangles is 12. We've got 2 of them. And then it's minus 3/4 of the area of the circle. So the circle has a diameter of 8. So what's the radius, everybody?
4.
4. So it's going to be 4 squared times pi. So what's 4 squared? 16. So the area of the circle is going to be 16 pi. So we've got 12 here, and we've got 594. All right, so 2 times 12 is 24. So it's 594 minus 24 minus 3/4 of 16 pi. The way you solve that is you just put the 16 over 1. You can cross the 4 out with the 16. You get 4 pi. 3 times 4 pi is 12 pi. And let's figure out what 12 pi is. 12 times 3.14 is 36 plus a little bit. The reason is that 3 times 12 is 36. It's a little bit more than that, so let's call it 38. Again, it's rough, but it's fair enough. So 594 minus 24 is 570. Minus 38 is 532. And that will be the area of piece 1. Alright, piece 2. Well, the main rectangle is exactly congruent to the main rectangle here, so that's also going to be 594. These triangles will be congruent, so they'll all be 12. But here we got 1/4 of the circle, and the reason is that the back piece has less of the head hole because the head hole goes towards the front. Therefore, it's going to be 1/4 times 16 pi. So 1/4 times 16 pi is 4 pi. And 4 pi is 4 times 3.14. So 4 times 3 is 12. A little bit more than 12. I'm going to go with 12.5 as a reasonable estimate. So what we've got is 594. It should say minus, not plus. Minus 2 times 12 minus 1/4 times 16 pi, which equals 12.5. So 594 minus 24 minus 12.5. 594 minus 24 is 570. Once again, minus 12.5. It equals 558.5. So that is the area of this one. So we got 531 for piece 1, 558.5 for piece 2. Next, we move on to piece 3. Piece 3 demands first a shoulder to elbow measurement. We haven't taken that one yet, so we'll start with that one right now. Shoulder to elbow, and this basically is going to be the length of your sleeve. So you decide how long you want your sleeve to be. If you want your sleeve to come all the way to your elbow, then you measure it like this. If you want it to be a little shorter, you can. It's up to you. I'll go with right about here, which is 10 inches. So we're going to write 10 inches right here. That's X. Now, this part here is going to be X minus 3. So whatever you got, you subtract 3. So what's 10 minus 3? 7. Okay, good. And then shoulder to armpit. Well, that's a measurement we already know. After all, if hip bone to armpit is 19 and hip bone to shoulder is 27, then shoulder to armpit is that distance right there. So whatever you've got there is the same as what you put here. So here's going to be 8. Okay, so what we have here is a trapezoid. So X plus X minus 3 divided by 2 times height. In other words, base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2 times height. So it's 10 plus 7 divided by 2 times height. So 10 plus 7 is 17. 17 divided by 2 is 8.5 times 8. Well, 8 times 8 is 64. 1/2 of 8 is 4. So 64 plus 4 is 68 inches squared. And there's going to be 4 of these because there's 2 fronts and 2 backs. So 68 times 4 is going to be the area of your 4 sleeve pieces. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 6 is 24 plus 3 is 27. 272 inches squared. Now, we've got the entire thing. We've got our piece 1, 531. Piece 2, 558.5. Piece 3, 272. So, 531, 558.5, and 272. All of this is going to be the total area of our shirt. So that's 1/2 right there. 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 2 is 11. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 5 is 9, plus 7 is 16. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 5 is 11, plus 2 is 13. We get 1,361.5 inches squared for our t-shirt. So, that does it for filling out the worksheet. After this, we're going to start cutting out the pieces, and then finally we're going to sew it, and that's going to be the entire t-shirt project. So, thank you for watching the first part of the video. The next part is going to be involving cutting out all the pieces. Thank you.